Recording. Go. All right. Go ahead and find a comfy place to just close your eyes. Slow down that body, slow down that mind, that breath. And remember to, in the comfort of your homes, if you feel like using any props, pillows, blankets, towels, whatever, anything, feel free to use them to help alleviate any stress in that body, such as when we're seated here in this position. If you're elevated a little bit on something, it helps give those hips a little release to help them open up a little bit more if you need that. Also too, if you have issues with the hips when you're seated here, another thing you can do is place pillows underneath the knees to help alleviate that pressure. But just slow down that body, that mind, and that breath, just having those eyes closed and just focus in on that breathing. If you can, working on that ujjayi breathing in through the nose, back out through the nose. If that's giving you trouble, just breathe as you can. And just bringing your focus to your Wednesday, to the middle of the week. And taking a little look back at what's happened for you this week already, and taking just a little look forward about what's to come. And then just taking a look at what's here right now. Quiet mind, quiet body. And the next time you take a nice deep breath, as you inhale, lifting up to the top of the head, as you exhale, lower that chin to your chest, and then gently begin rocking that head out side to side, right, left, right. Just a couple half neck circles, a little movement to stretch, and then we'll hold it. So when you're ready to take the right ear to the right shoulder, hold it over there, press that left shoulder down away, just create some space as best as you can through the side of the neck. And if you'd like, you can take that left hand beside you and walk those fingers away. Keep the chin lifted, keep the chin back. And then tilting that chin down a little bit towards that right shoulder. Returning that head and walking that hand back, relaxing that shoulder a couple times. Rock that head out, left, right, left. And when you're ready, take the left ear to the left shoulder, hold it there, press that right shoulder down away. And again, if you'd like, take the right hand beside you, walk it away, get a little more stretch. Just for a breath or two, hold that chin up, keep it lifted. And then tilting that chin down again, a little bit towards the left shoulder, a little bit different stretch further back. And then bringing that chin back up, walking that hand back in if you brought it anywhere, release that shoulder. And then again, a couple more times, just rock that head out side to side, right, left, right. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bring that chin down towards our chest. If you'd like, you can bring the hands behind you with the fingertips down, roll, push the shoulders back and down again. Or maybe you wanna change the position of the hands, change the stretch a little bit. If you have brought the hands back behind, bring those hands back as you inhale, lifting that head up. You can open up those eyes. Morning. Hands down beside you. Inhale the arms up and exhale and fold it forward. Seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go. And just hold it here. Let the knees open up and out to the side. Let that back stretch. Let those hips stretch. From here, with a deep breath and a tight core, head up. Let's bring ourselves all the way up. Let's take those legs out from underneath us. If you are sitting up on anything, now would be the time to remove those. For the time being, let's just extend those legs. Inhale the arms up and exhale and fold forward. So seated forward fold, head, chest, and body. Again, just coming forward, legs long, stretching those hamstrings. Oh, hey, Sabrina. All right. Holding it here. Stretch as best as you can, just trying to wake up that body, always starting very gently and slowly until that body gets a little bit warm. One more nice deep breath. And then again, as you inhale, you should feel that belly tighten up to help support that back, lift that head, and let's bring ourselves up. Let's come up onto those hands and knees, couple cat cows, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, about shoulder width and about hip distance apart. Cat, bring that chin in towards your chest, tuck that tailbone under, and bring yourself to a place where you can take your shoulder blades and pull them apart and just breathe here a couple breaths. And then making your raven cow, release that tailbone, lift it up and lift that chin. Keeping the belly tight though. Make sure as you come here, you don't let the abdominals in front leave that resistance with that belly pulled in, keeping the nice tight core. And then move through cat and cow. Inhale and exhale, round, reverse. One more time each way. We're going to make our way to a neutral spine. So letting your back go flat, whatever that might be for you. And we're going to thread the needle. Right arm reaches out to the right really long and then comes underneath the left arm, coming down all the way till we're resting on the side of the head. Right arm is threaded through, palm up, hips are up, we're on the knees. If you need some support for those knees, you can take a blanket again or some pillows or some towels or something to cushion that knee. That left hand, if you want to keep it beside your head for support, you can. If you want to bring it behind the back, or if you'd like to bring it down in front, whatever works for you, take a moment, breathe. Primarily that stretch coming through that right shoulder first, and then if that left arm wants to go somewhere else, you can. First focus on getting that right arm in position. And then from here, if that left hand's come anywhere else, bring it back beside your head, push into it. And then let's take that right arm, let's bring it up, let's open it up and reach up to the side. Reaching up. And then from here, as we reach, we're going to roll onto our side and lift that leg and come into our modified half moon. So come here, lifting that right leg, lifting that right arm. So just rolling and opening up onto the side. From here, taking that right arm over the ear and reaching long and forward. And I'm going to bring the right elbow towards the knee and the leg and bring that leg in. So warming up that body a little bit more, warming up the obliques, elbow towards the knee, knee towards the elbow. Reach long and extend. And then we're going to come back and hold. Bring that right arm back up over that shoulder. We're going to point that right toe and you're going to start to make some little tiny circles with that right leg. So little tiny circles. Warming up that core a little bit more. And then reverse those circles. So if you're going forwards, now go backwards, trying just to make a small little movement. Trying to keep the rest of the body steady. And then just lift that leg and hold. Take one more breath. And from here, we're going to come back to our hands and our knees. Give me a couple cat cows, a couple round reverses. And then reverse. And then once again, back to that neutral spine. And now that left arm reaches long out to the side, underneath the right arm. Bring it all the way through and under. Get to a place, again, where we stretch that left shoulder. And the right arm can stay there. If you brought it somewhere else before, bring it to that same position if you can. Try and get each side of the body even with what we do. But if there is ever a need to modify something on another side, feel free. You don't really have to get exactly to the same place as you did on the other side, but just try. If it doesn't happen, then you're progressing towards where you were. Do your best. Breathe, hips are lifted, holding it here. And then again, if the right hand's come anywhere, back beside your head. First, let's just untwist, take that left arm, just reach here first. And then when you're ready to roll and open up to the side, again to that modified half moon. First, just starting here, right hand underneath the shoulder, right knee underneath that hip, left leg is long, and then bring that left arm over that ear. And again, bringing it in and release. So again, just warming up that body a little bit more. The abdominals, rectus abdominis, the front of the abs, but also the side, the obliques. One more time, and then just reach long, and then bringing that arm back up. And again, little tiny circles with that leg. Again, just try and bring that body to a nice quiet place. And then take those circles and go the other direction. And then just quiet down that body, hold here. One more nice deep breath. And then back to your hands, back to your knees. This time come down onto the forearms and do a couple cat-cows here. Round, reverse. If you need to roll those wrists, feel free to do that too. One more time each way. And then once again to our neutral spine, and then to our downward facing dog. Hands down, curl your toes, lift your hips, push back into those heels, push that chest away from the arms into your downward facing dog. Come in, settle in. If you need to walk it out, do what you need. Just settle into your down dog. Take a couple breaths right here. Breathing, just holding your down dog. And then looking towards your hands, walk or jump those feet to those hands to a standing forward fold with feet about hip distance apart. And coming and bringing that body towards those legs. Nice long hamstrings here too. If you get here and you need to move a little to just settle in, feel free. Whatever works. And then from here, let's inhale to a flat back. Take that gaze out over the end of the feet. You can take the hands to the shins, or you can keep the hands on the ground, but pull the crown of the head forward and push the hamstrings back. And then release to your forward fold, and then reverse swan dive. Inhale, make our way up to standing, all the way up, up, and bring the hands down around to our heart center. All right, as we make our way next into our tree pose, if you need to move yourself, best easiest thing for our balancing postures is a big wall without anything on it, or a big heavy piece of furniture you can stand in front of. If you don't have that, I'll give you some options. And tree, you can take a kickstand out wide, you can take a kickstand in, but bouncing on that left leg and taking that right foot anywhere on the inside of that left leg. Now I say anywhere except for that knee joint where it bends. And you're going to push that right foot into that left thigh and push that left thigh into that right foot. So find your balance. And again, if you need help or if you don't have something that's quite steady, you can use it to hold on to. But now try and draw that right knee out, try and open. And now try and lift and lengthen up through the top of the head. And then if you're up for a little challenge with your balance here, just bringing the arms up and taking the arms out to the side. So a little bit of movement with that upper body. If you're up for that challenge, if not, just hold. And then if you're up for a little bit more challenge, taking that gaze with you. So looking up as the arms go up and looking down as the hands come down. So again, it's entirely up to you where your challenge lies and what's needed. And again, if you need that help, you can always take that kickstand. And then let's go ahead and come to a tree to just hold. So come and hold. You can hold your hands, the heart center. You can open your tree, keep the arms together, entirely up to you. Whatever works. You can also take that gaze somewhere else if that works. Draw that right knee out and open. And again, pushing the foot into the thigh, but also the thigh into the foot in that stable base. And then let's bring those hands to our heart center. And then let's release that leg and cross it over. So right leg crossed over the left. Make sure you've got those feet stable. You have the right foot's gonna be in front of the left, but we're gonna fold forward. So inhale up, exhale, folding forward. So standing forward fold, bringing it down, holding it here, lengthening those legs. If you can't get the hands to the ground, try and hold them on the legs instead of bending the knees to get there. Or grab a prop. If you have yoga blocks, great. If not, grab something in your home that resembles a block. I always say a stack of books because that seems to work well. If you're in your kitchen, you might have some sort of something there. Who knows, the options are endless, right? And then from here, walking the hands and the body over a little bit to the right. This is an IT band stretch from the outside of the left leg. And then let's walk our hands back to center. And then from here, let's inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse swan dive, make your way up to standing. And bring the hands down around. And then you can release, you can uncross. And let's get ready for the other side. So you need to shake it out whenever you need to do. And when you're ready, ground that weight on that right leg, and then bring that left foot, again, maybe hopefully to a similar position. But again, if your body, each side's a little different, doesn't quite get there, don't stress, just work. Draw that left knee out and open, lift up through the top of the head. So first, just find some stability here and just not moving, stabilizing. Also too, if it helps, you can spread the right toes nice and wide, help make a nice solid base. And then again, if you're up for that challenge, arms up, arms out. Just a little bit of movement. And again, only if that's something that's available to you. You want to give it a try. And then again, if it's there for you, taking that gaze up and then taking that gaze down. So again, just doing what works best for you. And then we're just going to come and hold our tree. So again, holding your tree pose, easiest place to balance is with the hands at the heart center. So if that's for you, or go ahead if you want to bring the arms up. And then if you want to open up your tree. Again, if you want to take that gaze somewhere else, take it. Draw that left knee out. Push that foot into the thigh. Push the thigh into the foot. One more breath. And then bringing the hands down and around, back to your heart center. Release. As you do, cross it over. Get that stability, and when you're ready, fold forward. Pushing through the outside of the left leg. Walking it over a little bit to the left. And again, if you need something, sure Sabrina has toys at her house that you could use as a block, something like that, or whatever it is, anything that's handy, just grab it. All right, we'll walk it back to center. Inhale to that flat back. Exhale, release, and then reverse swan dive as we inhale all the way up to standing. Bring the hands down and around, and then uncross, shake it out. All right, we make our way down to the ground. Make sure you've got some room to get there. Nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale, folding forward. Step or jump into your plank, into a nice strong plank. Hands underneath those shoulders, belly pulled in nice and tight. Fingers spread wide. And just hold it here. As you pull that belly in, make sure you're lifting that belly up. You got a nice long diagonal line from the head all the way to the feet. And then we'll slowly chaturanga, release. Like you're doing that tricep push up to your up dog, lifting up through the front of the body, onto the tops of the thighs or the feet. And then to your down dog, curl your toes, lift your hips, and push back into that downward facing dog. So coming into that down dog, holding it here. Take a couple breaths. If you need to shake that head out, if that neck's a little tense, do some yeses and some nos, feel free. If you need to walk anytime, feel free. And if you need to come out of any posture anytime, feel free. You can always come to a resting posture other than your down dog, like child's pose. But we're going to move on from here as we lift that right leg up behind us, nice and high. Your down dog splits. We're going to bend that knee and swing it forward in between the hands to, if you didn't get there, pick it up, move it. And then we're coming up to a high lunge. Let's just lift the bodies, lift ourselves up, elevate the arms, bend into both knees. As even though we're bending into that left knee, so that left leg is not completely locked out, we're bouncing on the ball of the foot and bending into that right knee. And we're elevating and lifting that chest. And also, if it's available to you, take a gaze up. And then from here, take that head forward. If you're taking anywhere else, to warrior two, open up onto the inside of the back foot, bend into that front knee. But now we've got a nice long left leg, but in order to help protect that knee, picking up that heel and aiming it down a little bit towards the right corner of your mat, bend into that right knee, squeeze those shoulder blades together and reach long through those arms. And as we take that reach through the arms, make sure you're not leaning from the hips. You got those shoulders stacked right over those hips and just holding it here. So as we take it here, traditionally to gaze forward over the fingertips, but if there's any issues with the neck, feel free to look wherever is comfortable for you. And next up, as we are making our way into our half moon, we did this before on our knee if you need to go there, but if you did have a prop to help you, feel free to grab it, get it close to you, but let's just hold it here in our warrior. Two more breaths. And then from here, as we're gonna come down, we're gonna bring ourselves down. If you do have a block, easiest place to place it is on the outside of that right foot, because we're gonna push onto that right leg and lift that left leg up. And as you do, we're also gonna lift and elevate that left arm, lift that left leg. So again, we did this earlier on our knee. So if you need to come back here for more stability, feel free. But again, if you do have some sort of a prop to help, that would be advantageous for you. And then you might need to adjust where that prop is on that that leg and that foot to try and get that arm underneath that shoulder. Hold it here, one more breath. And then we're going to drop back into our warrior two. So we're just going to step back and come back into that warrior two. Hold here, one more breath. And then we're going to cartwheel those hands down beside that right leg. Send that right leg back behind you to your down dog splits. Forward to a three-legged plank, through plank, chaturanga, release to your up dog, and when you're ready, to your downward facing dog. So coming into that down dog, holding it here for a few breaths, and just breathe. All right, sorry to leave your down dog having technical difficulties, but at least you're in a resting posture. All right, lifting that left leg up behind you. You're like, where'd she go? Left leg up behind you, nice and high. Bend that knee, swing it forward. Again, in between the hands, lift yourself up to that high lunge. So coming up into that high lunge, elevate, elevate. And again, if it's available to you, take that gaze up. It's just gonna challenge that balance a little bit differently. But if you're challenged enough with that head forward hold here, if you ever need to modify your high lunge, and bring yourself into a low lunge, you can always drop onto that knee. And then to your warrior two, drop onto the inside of the back foot, open up the hips, open up the arms, come into that warrior two, bend into that front knee. Take a look for that left knee, make sure you can still see those toes. And again, that right foot aiming just down, the heel down a little bit more towards the left corner of your mat. Or left corner of your space. Wherever that is, just hold it here. Come into a nice strong warrior, breathe. As we hold this strength pose, feeling strong, feeling that strength. But knowing where we're going to be headed next, to a little bit stronger, a little bit more challenging place. And then from here, we're going to cartwheel those hands down beside that left leg. And again, if you do have anything to help you, go ahead and get yourself adjusted, because we're going to push that body weight onto that left leg and lift that right leg up. And then as you can, open up that arm and lift that right leg, coming into that half moon. So coming here, lifting, nice long left leg, nice long right leg, long right arm. So find that place. And again, if you need to go to that knee, feel free, but try and challenge yourself. But here, this is a great place to come with a big empty wall. If you have any of those anywhere in your home, to just stand in front of it and let that wall be your support. Just give me a couple more breaths right here. Lift and lengthen. And then we're going to drop back onto the right foot, warrior two. So just drop that leg back, cartwheel and open up the arms. Come back to that warrior two. So come back to another place of strength, another place of stability, and hold it here. then from here, hands down beside that foot, leg back, on dog splits, forward to that three-legged plank, through plank, chaturanga, release that leg, up dog, and then to your downward facing dog. Coming here, holding it. Just a couple breaths here, I promise. And then looking towards the hands, walk or jump those feet up. If you want to jump, all you need to do is bend into those knees, elevate, lift the legs and the hips, bring the legs forward to that forward fold. And with that jump, key is to try and make that landing as soft and unimpactful as possible. Which, not sure if unimpactful is a word, but less impact, the better. You don't want to jam those feet into the ground. Just want to land as soft and lightly as you can. As I say, jamming your feet into the ground. Years ago, as I was still teaching, but I was going to a small yoga studio, and we were working on our handstands, and my foot came down, my foot, so as he did that, jammed into the ground, and actually hurt my ankle and my leg. It actually took months for that to get better. So, by experience, light is better and easier on those joints. Let's inhale to a flat back. Exhale, release. And then let's reverse swan dive and make our way up to standing and bring it down and around. All right, next up, we'll be making our way into eagle. So again, if you have something for balance and need to move, feel free. We're gonna first start with those arms. Let's just inhale, bring the arms up. And then let's take the arms out to the side. Right arm underneath and left arm comes on top as we bring those arms into those eagle arms. So get the eagle arms. Once you get there, try and bring the elbows up. So right arm's underneath, left arm on top, and now we're gonna cross the right leg over the left. Now, easiest thing to do to help to balance is to keep a toe hold, but if you can tuck that foot behind that calf, bend into the left knee, and as we're bending, we're keeping that chest up, we're bending into the knees and keeping the arms and the elbows up, trying to lift the elbows up. If you can't get the arms into eagle arms, you can also just give yourself a nice big hug with taking opposite arm to the opposite shoulder. You can keep the hands, if you can't get the hands together, you can keep those apart. Just do what you need to modify. Bend into that knee. And a little bit harder to balance here is those hands and those arms should be pretty much right in front of that face. So try and find that balance, try and find that stability. Try and take a little deeper bend if you can. One more breath. And then from here, stand up, release the legs, and then release the arms. Okay, so a little shoulder, lower body. And when you're ready, just moving on to the other side. So again, nice stable base to start with the feet. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the arms out to the side. This time, left arm underneath, right arm on top. So go ahead, take those arms, left arm underneath, right arm on top. Get the arms situated first, and then cross the left leg over the right. And then again, as you can, bend into those knees, elevate the arms. Just coming into your eagle, hold it here. And again, if you need help with balance, just take that toe down, take a toe hold. All right? Do what you need. Elevate those elbows a little higher if you can. Try to get the elbows up in line with the shoulders, or maybe up to the chin, depending on that shoulder flexibility. Bend a little deeper if you can. But remember, as the bend comes, we're keeping that chest upright. We're not just bending from the hips and hinging forward. The hips and body weight are actually back, not forward. One more breath. And then again, come up, release the legs, and then our arms. Then as you come here, take the hands, clasp them behind you, roll the shoulders back and down, lift up through the top of the head, inhale and exhale and fold forward. So forward fold, arms clasped still, give their shoulders a little stretch. And then slowly release the arms, bring the arms down and circle those arms one direction, and then circle the other way. And then just let those arms come into a stop. Gorilla, we're gonna lift up one foot as we feed the same hand with the palm up underneath that foot. Lift up the other, and then put the head of your hand underneath. So the palms on hands are underneath the feet. Try to work those toes towards the wrist as you bring them in, and then lengthen those legs and lengthen those arms. So again, shoulder stretching, also the hamstring stretching a little bit differently in gorilla. Hold it here, breathe. Keep the head relaxed again too. If you ever need to, shake it out, do some yes and do some no's. All right, release one hand and then release the other. And then grabbing onto opposite elbows and just hanging ragdoll. And then once again, release those hands. Inhale to a flat back. Hands can either stay on the ground, go to the shins. Just take a gaze forward, half fold, little blood flow coming back to that heart for a moment. And then release yourself down, hands down, walk or jump to your plank. Come that nice strong plank, pull that belly in nice and tight and look out over the end of the mat. And then slowly chaturanga, release to your up dog. When you're ready, to that down dog. Just come back here, hold here for a few breaths, settle into your down dog. Take a breath or two. If you need to come somewhere else, feel free. But one more time, we'll be here in our down dog. Maybe even feeling a little more open in the shoulders here. A little bit shoulder work, culminating in our eagle. Whatever works. One more breath though. And then from here, let's come down to our knees and back to child's pose. So knees maybe a little bit more than hip distance apart, feet together, slide back, sit back onto those heels, put that forehead down and extend those arms long. And we'll really try and walk the arms forward again, shoulder back stretch. And then if you can here, walking the arms together so the thumbs are touching. And then sliding the hands back beside you. And let's just come up, inhale, bring the head up just a little bit. Hold here for a moment. And then from here, we're gonna bring ourselves up. We're gonna bring ourselves forward, hands down. We're gonna just chaturanga from our knees, bring ourselves down, keeping those hands right there, making our way into our cobra. Some hands are underneath our shoulders, tucking those elbows in by our sides, and just go ahead and elevate and lift that chest. As you do, use that low back, that should be nice and warm, to bring yourself into your cobra. Squeeze those elbows in, tuck them in, and then release yourself down. And then again, just do that. Elevate, come up into your cobra. And release. One more time. Bring yourself up. And then releasing ourselves down. And one more time, just sit back into your child's pose. This time, just get nice and comfy, however works for you. Arms wide, arms behind. Just sit back and stretch for a moment. And then from here, slide the hands back beside your head very slowly. Let's go ahead and lift that head up. And then from here, we're going to come onto our bottoms a little bit for that core before we make our way into Shavasana. All right, making our way into our boat pose. You've got ways to get there. You can start with those feet, those knees bent, feet on the floor, arms by the side, palms facing in. And then just leaning back to that V point. And as you do, lifting and elevating those legs. And then from here, if you can elevate those legs nice and long. Roll those shoulders back and down. If you're having a hard time elevating those legs and holding, you can grab a hold of those legs. Also too, here, if you need to bend the knees and grab the shins, whatever's gonna work. Pull that belly in nice and tight. Keep that core nice and strong. Roll the shoulders back, roll them down. Nice long legs. Hold, hold, hold. Breathe. One more breath. And then let's just bring that momentum forward and take it to a forward fold. So come into a fold, stretch the back, but also stretching those hamstrings as those legs are nice and long. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale, head up. Let's bring ourselves up. And we're gonna come back into an earthquake position. We're gonna take the arms out to the side. If you can, keep the legs long. If not, bend the knees and put the feet on the floor. But then you're gonna roll yourself back to that place where that belly is gonna start to quake. And then you're just gonna hold it here. You're gonna squeeze those inner thighs together, roll the shoulders back and down, make from the hips to the head nice and long. Again, if you need to modify, make it a little easier, bend the knees. If not, keep the legs long. One more breath. And then let's again roll forward and fold. And then we'll make our way into one more boat pose. Or if you found that your earthquake was more successful for you, you can feel free to go there. It's entirely up to you. But from here, let's bring ourselves up. And again, choose some sort of a place to work that belly, that core. Find that place that works for you, your boat, legs extended or knees bent, if you need the knees bent, or if you even need to hold on, or if you wanted to come back into that earthquake position, whatever works. Just another momentary challenge for your core. Breathe, inhale, exhale. One more breath. And now we're going to release and lie back. So now we're going to take ourselves long, take those hands out overhead and reach and point and stretch. So stretching out that belly, entire length as you take the arms overhead, point, 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 reach, reach, reach. And from here, we're going to bring the arms down by our side. We're going to take the arms out to the side at a T. We're going to bend the knees, feet on the floor, drop the knees to the right and look to the left. A little low back stretch. And then bring the knee center, opposite side. Look the other way. Bring the knees back to center. Bring the hands up so you can see them. Right hand grabs the left wrist and pulls that arm over to the right. There's a little bit more stretch for that shoulder. And bring the arms up, opposite side. Grab the arm, pull it over the other way. Bring those arms back to center. All right, from here, bring those knees in. Just circle, roll, whatever. Make sure whatever you're doing, you're not putting pressure on those knees. Release that low back a little bit more. And then next up, whenever you are ready, making your way into your final posture for Shavasana. Traditional is corpse pose with the legs extended, arms extended by the side, palms up, but I always encourage you to be comfortable. If you're not comfortable on your back and you want to be here, if the neck's the problem, give yourself a little bit of a pillow. If the low back's a problem, putting something beneath the knees can help alleviate pressure, or you can just go somewhere else entirely. But just take some place that you can actually close your eyes and just relax. A place where all you need to do is continue to breathe. The breath is that focus. Nothing to hold, nothing to stress that body or that mind. Just a place of complete relaxation and peace. Just keep your eyes closed and continue to breathe. And slowly letting that body and that mind drift back to the moment. Move those fingers, toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, circles, side to side. Even that head can go side to side. And whenever you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice and just remaining here for a moment. Anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else can choose a side. Please remember, your job is the dream of the unemployed. Your house is the dream of the homeless. Your smile is the dream of the depressed. Your health is the dream of those who are sick. Beautiful things happen when you distance yourself from negativity. Find something to be grateful for. Please remember, your job is the dream of the unemployed. Your house is the dream of the homeless. Your smile is the dream of the depressed. Your health is the dream of those who are sick. Beautiful things happen when you distance yourself from negativity. Find something to be grateful for. And that's a quote from an unknown source. Use your outside arm, push yourself back up to our seated position, back where we began our practice. And just keeping that in mind that each and every day, finding something to be grateful for and keeping that graciousness to help make us better people in the world. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. In a good couple weeks, I will be gone the next 2 Fridays, so maybe we'll reconvene in 2 weeks on a Wednesday. I'll let you guys know. Have a great day. Namaste. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. If you want to unmute and say hello.
Thank you, Katie. And have a great couple weeks.